Eudaimonia welcomes you. This is Humaira, and in today's video we are going to learn about intermittent fasting. A lot of you might have heard of intermittent fasting. Many of you might have tried it too. But for those who don't know what it is, intermittent fasting is basically an eating pattern where you switch between eating and fasting on a regular schedule, and there are various ways to do it. So let us first talk about the most common type of intermittent fasting, which is the 5:2. So in this kind of fasting, the dieter will eat normally for 5 days, and the remaining 2 days they diet and have a restrictive calorie intake around 500 to 600 calories. Another kind of fasting is the alternate fasting, where you fast for alternate days. That is, you either don't eat anything at all, or you eat very few calories, like some 100 or 200 calories. And that is not at all effective, and it's harmful for you because you are drained out, you have no energy, and it's not easy to do. Another most popular kind of intermittent fasting is where people follow the 16:8 fasting window, where you have 8 hours of eating period and 16 hours you have to fast. So for example, if your last meal was at 8 p.m., your next meal will be the next day at 12 p.m. in the afternoon. So this is helpful for those especially who are into binge eating, who munch while watching TV or while working late at night. It helps you get in control. It is more effective and helpful if within those 8 hours you are making healthier choices, not having something unhealthy, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. In this fasting window, you have 2 additional hours to eat. That means you are fasting for 14 hours and you're eating for 10 hours. So if you are sleeping for 7 hours, you have only 7 hours to fast. And this is helpful for the beginners because it is not very challenging, it is not an extreme case, and it also shows, the studies have shown that your blood parameters, your satiety levels, your sleep all get improved. This is the easiest type of intermittent fasting because here you get 12 hours of eating period and 12 hours of fasting period, and this is very much like a normal routine because this is how much of gap we have normally as well. So this is effective because you have a routine, you are disciplined, you know that okay, I'm not supposed to eat after 12 hours period is over, so you end up consuming less calories or the right amount of calories instead of overdoing it. So the important question arises, what can be eaten during intermittent fasting? While your fasting window is on, you are allowed to have water or any other 0-calorie beverage. Even detox drinks help because it helps in flushing out the accumulated toxins from your body. But like I've already mentioned before, when your eating window is on, you have to know that it does not open doors for everything you crave for or everything you want to eat. You still have to be very calculative and make right choices and eat healthy, because only then you're going to see the results. So if you follow intermittent fasting correctly and if your eating habits are right, then there are a lot of benefits that you can see. You will be able to see some good fat loss, you will be having a routine, you will be strict with yourself, you will not binge eat, your satiety levels will be good, you will feel energetic, your cholesterol levels will be low, your glucose control will be improved, and the studies on mice have shown that it also helps in improving cell resistance, in reducing risks to cancer cells. It also helps in treating brain disease. Do we allow intermittent fasting for everyone? No. It is exempted for certain groups like children under 18 because they are in their growing stage. They will be deprived of their nutrients and energy levels. Similarly, for pregnant and lactating mothers, even they have to feed their children, they have to have energy for themselves, so even they shouldn't be following intermittent fasting. In the same manner, people with dementia, immunodeficiencies, those who are underweight, the elderly, they should avoid. People with diabetes shouldn't do intermittent fasting because if there is a long gap between their meals, there will be sudden spike in the sugar level if they eat after a long gap, so they should avoid. People who have critical illness like burn patients or anybody who is recovering, whose energy levels have to be met, whose caloric needs are high, they should avoid because they have to eat at small intervals, and that will not be possible if they follow intermittent fasting. While your eating window is on, you're keeping yourself hydrated. Well, you are allowed to keep yourself hydrated otherwise too, but what you're eating is very important because it is not very easy for everyone. It affects your body in certain manner. If your gut health is not good enough, it can cause a lot of digestive issues like bloating, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, in some cases constipation too. Because the energy levels are low during the fasting window, you might experience headache, migraine, fatigue, weakness, tiredness, difficulty in concentration, irritation, etc. People who already have hypoglycemia should not do it, because again your glucose levels will be lowered during your fasting window, and that will again give you dizziness and fatigue. And it cannot be a lifestyle for everyone, because you have to be very disciplined while you follow intermittent fasting. It is not that today I follow it and tomorrow I don't. So that is the reason why it is challenging, because it has to be a lifestyle, and that is difficulty for everyone. So only if it fits your lifestyle, only if you are sure that you will be able to follow it on a regular basis for a long period, only then you can see the effectiveness and its benefits. Analyze your body and your health conditions before you adapt something as a lifestyle for yourself. Don't do something just because it's trending and everybody is doing it and you're feeling left out. Do it because it is effective and it is healthy for your body, not the other way around. Make positive and practical choices. Do things that are good for yourself. Take some rest, eat healthy, and I will see you all next Sunday with another topic. You're also welcome to put your suggestions on any nutrition topic that you want us to address, and we will do so. Do like, share and subscribe to Eudaimonia. I will see you all next time. Love, invest, find yourself and enjoy.